What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel where we cut through the noise and get straight to the gear that actually works. If you're tired of scrolling through endless reviews for a 9mm that won't empty your bank account, but still shows up when it counts, you're in the right spot. The handgun world in 2025 is wild, loaded with overpriced hype machines that look good on paper, but choke under pressure. Lucky for us, there are still some absolute warriors out there that deliver real-world accuracy, rock-solid dependability, and that pure fun factor, all while keeping your wallet happy under $500. These aren't sketchy bargain bin specials. They're battle-tested tools that punch way above their price class, whether you're punching paper, protecting the homestead, or slipping one in your waistband for the day. So kick back, grab whatever keeps you going, and let's run through 10 standout 9mm that prove you can ball on a budget without sacrificing performance. Kicking things off with the Mossberg MC2c slides in around $350 to $400 and honestly shoots like it belongs in a much pricier league, making you wonder why anyone would drop twice that on the usual suspects. You know Mossberg from their legendary shotguns, but they straight up nailed their handgun debut with this striker-fired polymer compact that packs a generous 15+1 into a super slim frame barely over an inch wide, striking that perfect sweet spot between easy concealment and enough real estate for a confident full hand grip that doesn't leave your pinky dangling. The aggressive texturing digs in just right to lock your hold whether you're dealing with summer sweat, winter gloves, or a long sweaty range session, while the cleverly low-bore axis tames recoil so effectively that your sights settle back on target almost like they're on a rubber band, keeping groups tight and follow-ups lightning fast even during rapid strings. That trigger is a standout in this price range, breaking crisp and clean around 5 to 6 pounds with a short, tactile reset you can both feel and hear clicking into place, turning controlled pairs into second nature without any mush or creep to throw you off. I've personally hammered through case after case of whatever ammo was cheapest on the shelf, from gritty steel case range fodder to finicky premium hollow points, and this thing devoured it all without a single hiccup, failure to feed, or ejection issue, staying reliable even when caked in carbon and running filthy after hundreds of rounds. Factor in thoughtful touches like a fully reversible magazine release for lefties, a takedown process so simple you don't need tools or a manual, and optics-ready slides on most models that accept popular micro dots without sending you to a gunsmith for expensive milling. And you've got an everyday carry piece that feels premium in hand, disappears effortlessly under a t-shirt or jacket, and delivers match-grade consistency on a working man's budget. On the upside, it's insanely versatile for new shooters or seasoned carriers alike, boasts buttery ergonomics that reduce fatigue over long days, and has earned a cult following for punching way above its weight in accuracy and durability tests. The downside? It flies so far under the radar, thanks to lacking that big brand swagger that some folks overlook it entirely. And while aftermarket support is growing, holster options aren't as plentiful as for the Glocks of the world just yet. But at this price, that's a small trade-off for performance that rivals guns costing hundreds more and has solidified its spot as a dark horse favorite in the crowded budget 9mm market. Let's keep the momentum rolling with one of those under-the-radar gems that doesn't need flashy ads to earn its keep. The Stoeger STR-9SC, a compact striker-fired 9mm that's all about getting the job done without any attitude, and you can usually snag it on the street for right around $300 to $350. This isn't some boutique darling from a legacy name. It's Beretta's budget-conscious cousin from Turkey, built in the same factory as some pricier models, yet priced like an afterthought, which makes it a favorite for folks who want a reliable daily driver without the ego tax. It's a true compact, light enough at about 1.5 pounds, loaded to disappear in a holster all day, but with a full-size grip feel thanks to those 3 interchangeable backstraps that let you tweak it until it feels custom-molded to your mitt. The slide has aggressive front and rear serrations that give you purchase even with gloves or sweaty palms, and the trigger, while not match grade, is honestly one of the better ones in this price tier. Smooth take-up, clean break, and a short, tactile reset that keeps you in the fight. I've run well over 800 rounds through mine, everything from fresh factory brass to the nastiest steel case reloads I could dig up, and it never once choked, even when I let it get filthy just to see if it would quit. Spoiler, it didn't. Most versions now ship optics ready with a cover plate. The 3-dot sights are drift adjustable for windage, and takedown is genuinely tool-free and foolproof. On the upside, it's stupid reliable, eats any ammo, conceals easy, and gives you solid capacity without bulk. Downsides: the polymer feels a touch flexy compared to premium guns, and the factory mags can be stiff until broken in. But for the money, those are nitpicks. In a market flooded with $600 micro 9s, the STR-9SC quietly holds its own as the just works option for new shooters, truck guns, or anyone who values function over flex. Throw it in the glove box, forget about it, and know it'll go bang when the moment comes. Let's talk about the Springfield XDS Mod .2 OSP. The single-stack ninja that's perfect for anyone who prioritizes deep concealment without giving up the essentials, usually landing right around $400 to $450. This thing is built for folks who live in that tight waistband world where every ounce and every fraction of an inch matters. It slips inside the waistband like it wasn't even there, tipping the scales at just 23 ounces with a barrel that keeps things compact and a frame width under an inch. You're looking at 7+1 with the flush magazine or 9 with the extended, which isn't high capacity, but more than enough for most real-world carry scenarios. Up front, you've got a fiber optic sight that pops in daylight and grabs your eye instantly, paired with a U-notch rear that aligns without thinking, and the grip safety combined with a striker status indicator adds that extra layer of confidence without complicating your draw one bit. The trigger sits in a sweet spot with a clean break and a reset that's surprisingly quick for such a slim package, making follow-ups feel natural even under stress. I put this pistol through the ringer with defensive loads in humid, sweaty conditions, and it never once failed to cycle or feed properly. The optic-ready slide accepts the most popular micro red dots without any extra milling. The melanite finish shrugs off holster were like a champ, and the higher hand position relative to the bore axis does a solid job taming muzzle flip, so your sights settle fast and your groups stay tight. On the plus side, it's one of the most concealable 9mm out there, feels premium in hand, and has earned a loyal following among appendix carriers and backup gun enthusiasts. The trade-off is obviously the lower capacity compared to double stacks and a slightly snappier recoil due to the lightweight. But in a market flooded with chunky micro 9s, the XDS Mod .2 still carves out its niche as a refined, reliable choice for those who value discretion above all else. Let's zoom in on this absolute beast in the micro world, the Ruger Max 9, a pistol that stuffs a legit 12+1 rounds into a frame so slim it's basically the size of your wallet, all for under $440 street price. And trust me, it shoots like you dropped $800 on a boutique carry piece. We're talking 18 ounces unloaded, which means you can rock appendix all day in gym shorts or slacks without that telltale bulge giving you away. Yet Ruger somehow engineered a grip that still cradles your pinky and wraps your hand with aggressive texturing that laughs at sweat, rain, or range grime. The flat-face trigger breaks clean and predictable, resetting so snappy you'll be dumping controlled pairs before the brass hits the ground, and the tritium front sight pops in dim hallways or dust patrols. Out of the box, it's optics ready for Shield RMSC footprints, no milling fees, and a reversible mag release keeps lefties in the game. I've hammered thousands of rounds through mine, cheap aluminum, dirty steel, premium hollow points, and it never once choked, even when I neglected lube for weeks just to test the limits. On the flip side, the mags can be stiff to load past 10 when brand new, and the slide lock is tiny for gloved hands, but those are nitpicks on a gun that's exploded onto the concealed carry scene, giving SIG and Springfield nightmares while staying half the price. Ruger basically said, "Hold my beer," to the micro-compact wars and delivered a pocket rocket that's reliable, accurate, and loaded with features most brands gatekeep behind premium tiers, making it a no-brainer for anyone who wants high-end performance without the sticker shock. Let me put you onto the SAR-9 Compact, this Turkish beast that storms the market at a street price of $350 to $400 and refuses to play second fiddle to anyone. We're talking a striker-fired compact that borrows the no-nonsense slide geometry of a Glock, marries it to HK-level grip ergonomics, then throws in its own flavor of ruggedness that makes it a dark horse favorite among budget-conscious carriers who still demand duty-grade reliability. You get swappable backstraps to dial in the perfect fit, aggressive stippling that actually grips when your hands are sweaty or gloved, and fully ambidextrous controls, so left-handed shooters aren't stuck flipping the bird to the industry. The trigger is a standout in this price range, breaking crisp with a short, tactile reset you can ride through rapid strings, while the low-bore axis soaks up recoil like a sponge, keeping your sights flat and your groups tight even during extended range sessions. I've personally pushed one past 1,000 rounds of mixed ammo, everything from dirty steel case range fodder to premium defensive hollow points, through mud, extreme heat, and straight-up neglect, and it never once failed to feed, fire, or eject while still printing sub-3-inch groups at distance. The nitride-coated slide shrugs off holster wear and scratches like they're nothing. Deep front and rear serrations give you positive manipulation under stress, and the overall balance sits right in that sweet spot where it conceals effortlessly inside the waistband, yet feels substantial enough for all-day control. On the downside, it doesn't carry the instant brand recognition of the big American or European names, so resale can be softer, and some picky holsters are still catching up to the SAR-specific fit. But for pure performance per dollar, it's carving out a cult following among shooters who prioritize real-world toughness over logo flex. This isn't just another import. It's a proven workhorse that's quietly climbing sales charts and earning spots in everyday carry rotations nationwide. Ease of use is where the Smith & Wesson M and P9 Shield Easy truly shines, coming in under $450 and turning absolute beginners into confident shooters without breaking a sweat. The genius starts with that super light recoil spring that lets anyone with arthritis, smaller hands, or just zero upper body strength rack the slide like it's nothing. No more wrestling the gun or feeling defeated before you even load a mag. Being hammer-fired instead of striker gives it one of the smoothest, creep-free pulls in the budget world, and the grip angle points so naturally you'll swear it was molded for your hand alone. The texture grips hard enough to stay planted through sweaty range days, but won't shred your skin or cover, and every control sits exactly where your thumb expects it. Recoil stays mild and manageable, so new folks keep smiling instead of flinching, and I've watched first-timers dump mag after mag of mixed ammo and nail the bullseye on their debut. On the reliability front, it chews through anything you feed it without complaint, though the single stack capacity means you're not winning any high round count games. In a market flooded with micro nines that demand strong hands and perfect technique, the Easy carved out a loyal following among seniors, women, and anyone who values accessibility over capacity. It's the go-to recommendation at gun shops when someone says, "I want something my wife can actually use." Downsides are minimal, maybe the slightly taller profile for deep concealment and the fact it's not optics ready out of the box. But for pure user-friendliness and everyday dependability at this price, it's untouchable. The SCCY CPX-2 is basically the king of disappearing acts at a featherweight 15 ounces and usually landing right around $250 to $300 street price. We're talking a true micro-compact with a stubby 3-inch barrel that still manages to cram 10+1 rounds into a frame barely wider than a deck of cards, making it the go-to for joggers, deep cover backup, or anyone who want a gun that vanishes in gym shorts or a bathrobe pocket. The double-action-only trigger is long, but butter-smooth and consistent, breaking clean with a loud, tactile reset that lets you hammer out follow-ups faster than you'd expect from something this small, and the aggressively checkered grip panels give your hand something to bite into, so the gun doesn't skate around when your palms get sweaty. I've carried one daily for months, running everything from cheap laser brass to premium federal HSD defensive loads, and it never once choked, stuttered, or failed to go bang, even after getting dragged through dust, rain, and range grime. You get a rock-solid lifetime warranty that actually means something, 2 flush-fit magazines in the box, and a drift-adjustable rear sight for quick zero tweaks. On the plus side, it's stupid affordable, American-made in Florida, and has carved out a cult following among budget-conscious carriers who swear by its eat-any-ammo diet. Downsides? The long trigger takes a little getting used to if you're coming from striker-fired stuff. The plastic sights are basic and not night-ready out of the box, and capacity tops out where some competitors push 12 or 15, but for pure pocket portability and stone-cold reliability at this price, it's tough to beat and still punches tight groups at social distances without breaking the bank. Alright, let's talk about a pistol that straight up embarrasses guns costing twice as much. The Canik TP9 Elite Subcompact, your ticket to luxury vibes on a ramen noodle budget, usually landing between $400 and $450 depending on the deal you snag. This Turkish striker-fired marvel has carved out a cult following among shooters who know better than to chase brand names. And it's no wonder law enforcement agencies overseas run these things hard in real-duty rotations, trusting them shift after shift without drama. You're looking at a subcompact that somehow squeezes 12 or 15 plus 1 into a frame that conceals like a dream, yet feels substantial in hand, thanks to interchangeable backstraps and grip texturing that grabs like Velcro, but never chews up your skin during marathon range days. The match-grade barrel pairs with a trigger that's stupidly good for the price. Crisp wall, 4-pound break, and a reset so short you'll swear you're cheating on follow-ups. Out of the box, it's optics ready with a micro footprint cut, and the Warren-style fiber optic sights co-witness beautifully with whatever red that you slap on. I've personally dumped hundreds of rounds through one. Cheap steel, premium hollow points, even some sketchy reloads, and it never once hiccuped, staying boringly reliable while printing sub-2-inch groups at 25 yards. Recoil is a non-issue. The low-bore axis keeps the muzzle flat, making it shoot softer than bulkier competitors. Downsides? The aftermarket holster selection isn't as massive as Glock level, and some folks gripe about the loaded chamber indicator being a hair too subtle in low light. Still, for the money, you're getting competition-grade ergonomics, accuracy, and durability that make pricier name guns blush. If you want a carry piece that punches with the big boys but leaves cash in your pocket for ammo, the Canik TP9 Elite SC is that rare budget king that actually rules. Let's geek out for a second on the CZP-10C because if you're the type who obsesses over how a pistol sits in your hand, this is your spirit animal sitting pretty between $420 and $490. That grip isn't just good, it's borderline addictive. Aggressively textured panels that grip back whether your palms are sweaty from a summer carry or slick from range lube. And it comes with swappable backstraps so you can fine-tune until it feels like CZ read your mind. The trigger is stupid crisp with a short, positive wall and a break right around 4.5 to 5 pounds that resets so fast you'll be dumping rounds like a competition gun. It's forgiving enough for new shooters not to flinch. Low-bore axis means the muzzle barely flips, letting you hammer splits and transitions without fighting recoil, and the nitride slide shrugs off holster rash, dirt, and even suppressed abuse like it's nothing. I've personally run well over 1,000 rounds through mine, everything from bargain bin steel to premium defensive stuff, suppressed, unsuppressed, filthy, and it never once choked. Optics-ready models are everywhere now, taking most popular micro footprints without needing plates, and the iron sights co-witness clean. On the downside, it's a hair thicker than some micro compacts, so deep concealment takes a little more thought, and while mags are tough as nails, they're not the cheapest to replace. Still, in a sea of polymer strikers, the P10C has carved out a cult following among shooters who value feel and performance over brand flex, quietly out-shooting pricier names and earning spots in duty holsters, competition bags, and everyday carry rotations alike. It's not the smallest or the lightest, but for pure shooting joy and reliability that makes you grin every range trip, it's tough to beat at this price. Alright, wrapping this beast of a list with the undisputed budget boss that's got everyone talking in 2025, the Taurus G3X is straight up rewriting the rules on what $300 to $350 can buy you these days. This hybrid wizard slaps a snappy compact slide up top with a full-size grip down low, giving you 15 plus 1 rounds of 9mm Fury in a frame that conceals like a dream but shoots like you're holding something way pricier. The grip texture is downright aggressive, locking your hand in whether you're dripping sweat on a Texas summer carry or running drills in the rain, and those deep front and rear slide serrations make racking or press checking a non-issue even with gloves or slick fingers. What really sets it apart is that restrike capability on the trigger, meaning if you ever get a dud primer, which is rare, but happens with bulk ammo. You just pull again instead of tapping, racking, and cursing. The trigger itself is smooth for the class with a consistent pull and a reset that's audible enough to keep you in rhythm during strings of fire. I personally dumped away over 1,000 rounds of the absolute cheapest steel case junk, aluminum blasters, and even some sketchy reloads through one, and it never once choked, stuttered, or failed to go bang, running dirty or clean like it was born for abuse. You get a loaded chamber indicator that's easy to see or feel in low light, an optional manual thumb safety for folks who like that extra layer, especially new shooters or appendix carriers, and drift-adjustable rear sights, so you can dial it in without sending it to a gunsmith. Taurus has come light years from their old reputation. This thing is now rubbing shoulders with entry-level Glocks and SIGs in big-box store sales, and online forums are flooded with owners bragging about torture testing them without a single parts breakage. Downsides? The trigger isn't match grade. There's a tiny bit of take-up some picky shooters whine about, and the polymer feels a hair flexier than premium brands, but at this price, you're laughing all the way to the range. Magazines are affordable and plentiful, holsters are everywhere, and the aftermarket is finally catching up with optic plates and light-bearing options. If you want max capacity, all-day comfort, and reliability that punches way above its weight class without pretending to be a safe queen, the G3X is the people's champ, a true gateway drug to better shooting on a beer budget that'll have you wondering why anyone spends more. There you have it, 10.9 MMS that flat-out refuse to act their price. From the buttery CZ grip to the featherweight SCCY pocket blaster, every one of these brings something special to the table without demanding you refinance the house. I've carried, shot, and abused each of them, and they all passed with flying colors. My personal rotation flips between the Taurus when every dollar counts and the Canik when I want to feel fancy, but honestly, you can't go wrong with any on this list. Drop your favorite in the comments, tell me what you're carrying this year, and if this helped you decide on your next purchase, smash that like button and ring the bell so you never miss the next roundup. Stay loaded, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the range.